So let's talk about Joe Rogan.
Well, the media now all of a sudden remembers that Joe Rogan has used the N-word in the past and is using that to further discredit him because he has hosted people who had opinions about the pandemic that a lot of people in power do not like. And so now these episodes where he did say the N-word happened a long time ago, but it's been resurfaced because there is an agenda to shut down Joe Rogan because he has, again, he did not necessarily spread vaccine or COVID misinformation. He hosted scientists who presented their science that people who wanted to go, scientists, researchers, doctors who treat patients, and anyone who wanted to not believe any government lockstep line did not like these podcasts and wanted to shut them down. Having not heard them, right? Most people had not heard them.
Right.
And so now the marching order is to string up Joe Rogan and serve his head on a platter, John the Baptist style, because it's just and so now Joe Rogan has come out and said, I'm sorry I used the N-word. This is not an excuse for him using the N-word. I don't think anybody here should use it. But again, this is something old. If someone wanted to be upset about it, it should have been like, let's hold his feet to the fire when he said those words
10 years ago.
Now Donald Trump is coming out and saying, just stop. Don't apologize. You can't make them happy. Don't try and, curry favor with the liberal media that hates you. Just knock it off.
Yeah, because he keeps releasing these videos. He's like, okay, guys, so a few years ago, these videos surfaced, and he keeps laying like justification. I almost think it makes him look weak. Like,
I wish he wouldn't have. Apologized.
But you can actually feel sorry for it without owing it to somebody else, right?
Right. And the thing is, and I think this is why this James Lynch piece in Newsweek is so good, because he says the mainstream media is attacking Joe Rogan instead of admitting its own failures. And their own failures, they say, is the fact that the mainstream media is collapsing. It says these massive errors in fact and judgment are why media trust among American public has dropped to its lowest on record, and why people are switching to independent voices like Rogan, who they view as more reliable source of information.
So the mainstream media dragging Joe Rogan out is self-serving, right? Because he was hosting people who the mainstream media would not.
Exactly.
He is a voice that the mainstream media cannot get back. His audience, they want it so badly, right?
Yeah, and to talk about what Natalie was talking about with the people that he's had on. Not only were these people scientists and doctors, but they were the leading experts in their field. I mean, the one doctor, Peter McAuliffe, that he had on is one of the most published doctors ever. One of the most published doctors in medical journals, in research journals and everything like that ever. So why is the mainstream media not having this guy on? Why are they not getting a different side of the story? Why is it like there's only one side of the story? And if you don't fit their narrative, like I was saying earlier about the mainstream media, if you don't fit the mainstream media, like Elon Musk, like Joe Rogan, they are going to do everything they can to attack you. And the thing is, when Joe apologized, all he's doing is making it worse, because they're never going to stop. They're demanding this and they're demanding that. They don't care if he gives them their demands. They want more. And as soon as he gives them a little bit, they're going to want more. And that's what's happening. They just want Joe Rogan gone because they don't want opposing voices. They don't want a counter to the establishment narrative. This is so funny. I got a text yesterday from Nancy Pelosi, and it's like, I don't know how I got on that list. I'm not like on Nancy Pelosi's email list or anything, but like saying that they're going to lose power in the government if we don't vote for Democrats or whatever. They're going to lose their seats and they're not going to have the power that they have now. But have we not seen enough that even though they have they have the Senate, they have Congress, they have the presidency, they're still not passing anything for the people. They've still not done a single thing for us. And it's like their narrative is slowly starting to fall apart. If they go through with this, where they're going to not allow Congress and Senate to trade stocks, but the mainstream media does not like that their narrative is falling apart. The establishment does not like that their narrative is falling apart. People just want to be informed, and informed people are very powerful. And it's hard to get informed when you have a media that is not informing you.
Yeah, this is why the mainstream media. So thanks for that. I was listening the whole time. I mean, this is why the mainstream media hates Joe Rogan, like going after Joe Rogan because they are losing big time. And Joe Rogan can get millions of viewers, millions of listeners to his show. And mainstream media and cable numbers are at their lowest point in decades now.
Yes.
Did you see Brian Stelter's little whiny segment yesterday?
No, I didn't.
Oh my
That's all of
gosh.
them.
It is so cringe. You have to watch it. I don't have it to pull it up, but he was just like whining, like, you know, people come here for truth and we give it to them, and you're not going to get it from these other people, like basically like Joe Rogan or whatever. And he looked like he was going to cry. Like he was just whining.
I mean, there should not be a monopoly on truth, you guys.
No.
We should just be able to talk about what they tell us and what we believe, and to look behind the curtain. I just saw someone on our chat saying, "Oh, I'm out. They're all Fox News-ish," and I was like,
I love when these random people.
like,
they're all
okay,
Fox
like that
News-ish.
really, that one got me. I want to just like seriously LOL, because what would you like us to say instead? That Joe Rogan is a craphead and Elon Musk actually does not make progress for humanity, and he should not say anything ever on Twitter
they want
about
us-
his
they-
own company.
They want us to be like the mainstream media, so they want
And
us.
I'm just trying to,
let's
like,
just parrot talking points
backwards
of like
up,
CNN.
like,
you know, like let's parrot talking points of CNN.
all
like, these
truckers are
Yeah, there's all
racists.
they're racist. There's the you're all using ivermectin, which is horse paste and horse dewormer, and I mean this is
Okay.
the kind of crap like.
That's what you think. Like,
I
we're
used to-
not
by the
telling
way,
you to
I
think the
used to
opposite
work-
of those
by the
things.
way,
We're telling
can
you
you
to
hear me?
like critically think about those things. Yes, I can hear
I
you.
don't know if you could hear me or not. I used to work at Fox News. I was a news anchor at Fox News for 10 years. Like I was a liberal from Philadelphia working in Fox News. Like and no one knew my people were like, "Oh yeah, you must really can't stand Obama." I'm like, "No, I don't feel that way. You must really love Trump." I'm like, "No, I don't feel that way." I was always an independent. And so that's what we try to bring here on this show is that neither one of these mainstream billionaire media companies are going to give you the straight shot, give you the straight
Yeah.
answer. It doesn't matter if it's CNN, it doesn't matter if it's Fox, it doesn't matter if it's MSNBC.
Yeah.
They're all run by billionaires who do not care about you. I mean, it's freaking ridiculous to think that you can in 1 minute run an advertisement from Pfizer and then in the next minute do an objective story about the vaccine. 2 minutes later.
And with
How
a
do you do that?
specialist sitting on the panel from Pfizer.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, we're going to be joined by an expert now from Pfizer to tell us about the efficacy of his own vaccine. Like, you can really trust that?
Yeah.
It's friggin' ridiculous.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, you think of people like Rachel Maddow who make like $30,000 a day. All right, a day, and you're gonna trust that person is not being told what to say. You know what I mean? Like that they're gonna just like if somebody says, "Hey, you need to say this," they're gonna be like, "No, I'm not saying that." Well, you're gonna lose your $30,000 a day. Well, okay, I'll say it.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. But I guess, when you turn on a news channel and now we're automatically trained to think, like, what's their angle? I'm going to let you know, I don't like anybody except I like David. I do like Clayton. And I like Keanu Reeves. But that's my
wow, we're in good
only
company.
angle. Like, I don't like anybody. We're not trying to promote or talk against anybody. We're just breaking down the stories and saying, what is this about?
Yeah,
So,
exactly. I'm lucky to be on that list, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Along with Keanu Reeves, I'll take that.
definitely.
I'll take-
I'm
she
a
doesn't
hater.
even apparently she doesn't even like our kids. So
Oh, I
that's
like
good.
them by default. I'm just talking about adults.
Some of them.
Adults.
If you like this content, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Also, we have a membership program. For the price of a cup of coffee once a month, you can support independent journalism just by going to morninginvest.com/join.
You get access to exclusive videos, plus the ability to join and chat with us live. We really appreciate your subscription, and you are supporting independent journalism.